Hey, everybody. It is Casey from The Real Thing with the Koch family coming to you live. I am actually live right now on both Facebook and Instagram. So if you see me like darting eyes, it's between the two screens. But I realize that for most of you, it is the work day and you are not going to be able to watch this live. It will be on replay. No worries. It's going to have great info either way. But feel free to either message me or leave comments below depending on which platform you're on with any questions or any the other tips that you have for people. So if you are feeling, I've got notes because I tend to get distracted, like I've already gotten distracted. So if you see my eyes darting down, it's just me looking at my notes. I make sure and hit everything. But if you're feeling stressed or frazzled as a mom, I am here today with a great secret for you. And it is something that's going to help you feel less stressed and less overwhelmed. And it is all part of my new Real Organized email class that I have that is specifically designed for hardworking moms. And I'm telling you, the class helps. Over 4,000 women have gone through the class in its old version. And I have a new version that is out today. And the whole class is designed to help you get, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but I was blessed to get to work with iRobot. And they sent me a Roomba and it automatically empties its the little bin after it vacuums. And so that was that. So sorry about that. But the class is designed to help hardworking moms get off of that hamster wheel and own motherhood like a boss. And I'm telling you from personal experience, it feels so good. So as I said, I am Casey from the blog The Real Thing with the Koch family at realkoch.com. And a few years ago, I had an experience as a mom that I will literally never forget. We were sitting around the breakfast table on a Saturday morning as the family in our PJs eating breakfast, and I get a phone call. It's from our Girl Scout leader, and it was around 10:20, and she called and she says, "So, when are you arriving for the event that had started at 10 o'clock that morning?" Of course, I had totally signed up for the event, but I had completely forgotten it. I mean, not even like a blip on my radar. And I have to tell you, for me, it was so stinking embarrassing. And at that time of my life, my kids, I think it was probably about 8 years ago. So I think my kids were like 8 and maybe 3 and 8, or I'm a little fuzzy on exactly when it was. But at that time in my parenting journey and in my life, I was feeling constantly stressed. I was missing events. I would sign up to bring things to events and completely forget to bring them. I was basically your classic stressed hot mess of a mom. And the part to me that makes no sense about that is that I have always been a pretty organized person. But when I became a mom and added those 2 kids into the mix, it became overwhelming. And I started looking like a complete flake of a person and as a mom. And that Saturday morning when I got that phone call, I knew that I had to change something. And I needed to take back my sanity. And I needed to use the gift that I have for organizing and creating systems to save myself from looking like the flake that I knew I was not. So I'm willing to bet that if you're still watching this video, that you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed as a mom as well. And I'm also willing to bet that the first secret I'm going to teach you about being a real organized mom is something that you're probably not fully putting into practice. You may think that you're doing it, but probably not to the level that you need to take back the first step of your sanity. Okay, so as I just told you, when I became a mom, it definitely threw me for a loop, and it took me years to figure out how to get organized and to not feel like I was running on that hamster wheel. And when I started getting my stuff together as a mom, the first thing that I got organized was my family calendar. And I have to say that that one step helped me stay sane and organized more than probably any of the other steps. 13 secrets or systems that I teach in the Real Organized class, and the calendar is the thing that you've got to come back to time and time and time and time again. Because if you don't have a clear picture of your family calendar and who has what activity and who has this appointment and when is so-and-so's soccer game and when is the class Valentine's party, if you don't have a picture of that, at least for me, I was stressed, and I'm willing to bet that I am not the only one who's stressed. I hated it when we would miss activities, or we were late, or I would forget to bring what I was supposed to bring or what I signed up to bring. So, and I constantly, there goes Gabby again, my vacuum, I'm so sorry. Hopefully, I'm sure you guys can hear that. I'm just going to wait a second. I don't know why, it just went 2 times in a row. It doesn't usually do that. But Dobby is fantastic. If you can get an iRobot vacuum, they're the best thing ever. At any rate, for me, when I was missing those activities and we were late, or I was forgetting to bring the cupcakes I said I'd bring, or whatever, it always felt like I was playing catch up. And I'm sure that you know what I mean. And I felt like a flake, and I hate looking like a flake, and I hate feeling stressed like that. So the thing is that I don't live that way anymore, and you don't have to either. So today I'm going to give you the secret sauce or system number 1 for becoming a real organized mom. And this is the thing that we tackle first in the Real Organized email class. And it is to get your calendar organized. And it may sound so incredibly simple, and it really genuinely is, but it's something that's so easy to just toss and forget, and then all of a sudden you're like I was, hot flake of a mess, and you're missing everything and you're forgetting the cupcakes. So what you're going to do now, in the class I have a checklist that you get to print off, and it makes it just with the steps just written out, makes it super easy to know what to do when, and you check it off that you've done it, so that makes it super easy. But and I do go into more detail than I'm going to in these live videos because I don't want them to get too long. So the short version of how to tackle your calendar and take that first step toward getting your sanity back is, first of all, select the type of calendar that you want to use. It really is personal preference, but I do have to say a couple of caveats to that. It somewhat depends on the age of your family. If you have young kids who don't have access to phones, then I think that to me it's required that you need a paper calendar, because everyone needs access to that. If your kids are older like mine, you can possibly do a shared Google Family Calendar that everyone has access to and can add things to. However, all of that said, if you are just really feeling like a hot mess as a mom and frazzled and stressed, start with a paper calendar, because it is that physical thing. It makes it easier for you to get into the habit of learning to update that calendar, and for you and everyone in the family to see where those things go. So I highly, highly recommend that you start with an actual physical calendar, and then as you master that and begin to be less stressed and less of a hot mess like myself, in the past that was, move to the digital calendar. So at any rate, once you've decided on what type of calendar you are going to use for yourself and your family, then step 2 comes into play, and that is you need to collect all of those appointment cards, any, little Sophia's soccer calendar, the school calendar, and if you've got kids in multiple schools, you need all those school calendars. So collect all of that stuff into one location. Sounds easy. You might have to get online and print a few calendars out of a few different things that you participate in, but get it all. Get it in your hands, not just on the computer screen, but in your hands. And then it's time for step 3. And step 3 is to pull it all together. And by that, I mean get all that crap written on your calendar. Okay, so if you signed up to chaperone for a field trip, get that on your calendar. If you signed up to bring water to the soccer game on Saturday, get that on your calendar. And that makes a difference too, because if it's on your calendar that you're supposed to bring water on Saturday, you're going to be way more likely to remember instead of be a flake like I used to be in the past. Okay? So I want you to work to get towards this month's activities done. Now, if you're watching this live and not later on down the road, We're near the end of November, so I'd actually recommend just going through the end of this year since we're close enough to the end of November. But the ultimate goal with this is to get at least 6 months of your calendar up to date and or the end of this school year, whichever one is, what is the point? I just lost my train of thought. See, I told you this is why I have notes. To the end of the school year or 6 months, whichever one is longer. Longer is the word I'm looking for. Good Lord, sometimes I swear. Okay, so you want that many months so that you have a clear picture of what's happening right now with your family, and you can see what's coming with your family so that, you know, XYZ, we forgot we're doing this weekend and now I signed up for this. It doesn't happen. You see it coming, okay? So those are insanely simple steps. I only gave you 3. Like I said, there's more detail in the Real Organized email class, but I think this is good to get us going. They're super simple. You can totally do this and take back control of the family calendar, and that is one huge step towards your sanity as a mom. So I want to say really quickly before I end, if this feels overwhelming to you as you get working on your calendar, don't listen to that overwhelm, because most likely that is exactly what has stopped you from taking back your sanity in the past. You just get overwhelmed and you freak out. Maybe freak out's a little strong, but you get frustrated and you give up. Or you're like, I'll come back to this. And we all, well, at least if you're like me, I'll come back to this means, yeah, no. Okay, so what I want you to do to stop that overwhelm is the simplest thing, but I have to say it is so stinking effective. Set a 15-minute timer and do what you can on your calendar in that 15 minutes. I want you to not be watching TV, not cooking dinner, or anything else during those 15 minutes. 15 minutes is not that long, you guys. You can handle this. So for 15 minutes, commit to only working on your calendar and therefore working on your sanity. Totally worth it. Okay, so that's it. Most likely, if you have an active family, you're not going to be done in those 15 minutes, and that's okay. It's totally fine. Don't take that as a sign of defeat. All you need to do is tomorrow, set another 15-minute timer and keep working on that calendar. And if you're still not done with the 6 months that I recommend or till the end of this school year in those 15 minutes, just keep setting that 15-minute timer and just keep working until you get it done. And each day, you know you are making more progress. And each day, you're having a clearer picture of what's going on with your family. And it 100% makes a difference. It is, if you are willing to take the time, and put in the effort, I know that it pays off for you in a huge way, okay? I know personally, just because keeping up with the calendar, like literally when I start feeling stressed and frazzled and overwhelmed and like I'm on that stupid hamster wheel again, I go back to my calendar, I get it all written out, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay. Or sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way we can do this. And that's okay, because then that's the point at which I have to say, all right, we're going to have to cut a few things here because mommy is only one mommy and I can't do all of this for you guys and keep my sanity. So, and my kids are used to that now. So at any rate, you're going to love it because you can't keep up and stay sane as a mom if you don't know what's going on with yourself and your family. And I forgot to mention, when you get those appointment calendars and all that kind of stuff, don't forget to add your work schedule in the calendar as well. I know a lot of you have like part-time jobs or multiple part-time jobs, and so managing that along with all the kids' activities definitely adds to the whole thing. So make sure you add that into the mix as well. All right, that is definitely long enough for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another Organized Mom secret sauce. But if you want to take part in the new Real Organized email class, which I am so proud of, and I think you guys are absolutely going to love. Like, I have put so much effort into this and feel like it is just an awesome product. But if you want to, you can go sign up at realcoke.com/organized mom. Oh, thank you, you sweetie. And that was to the glitzy pair on Instagram. I'm both live both on Instagram and Facebook right now, but that was very sweet. All right, realcoke.com/organized mom, and that will take you to a page which will give you more information. You can sign up there, and until tomorrow, so never know when people will end up watching this, but 11/27/18, Tuesday, November 27th, 2018 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wow, that's a lot to get out. You can use the code CYBERORGANIZED. CYBERORGANIZed for Cyber Monday. I was trying to be all clever. And you can get the class for 30% off. It's already, I mean, it's a reasonable price to start with, but I thought I'd go big with Cyber Monday. So CYBERORGANIZed. And that's it for today. Go tackle your calendar like the mom boss I know you are. And I will see you guys tomorrow. If I can figure out how to end it.